Now we talked about the importance of our home and prayer at home. Let's talk a little bit about the praying church. This is the second critical component, the congregation as a praying church. Not merely one that prays, but one that is increasingly pervasively dependent on God. Here we seek the hand of God in and on all we do. We adopt the Moravian principle. No one works unless someone prays. The optimum goal is an intercessor for every worker, and every worker an intercessor. And that simply means that nobody is attempting to do the work of God without deep reliance upon God. Because Jesus reminds us, John 15, without Him we can do nothing, at least nothing that lasts, nothing of substance. So money or manpower, neither can solve spiritual problems. They require a spiritual solution, and that is found in prayer, the touch of the hand of God. So each worker, each department in the church takes the task of prayer seriously. Prayer's not, it's not a little exercise that we do before we commence the really important stuff. In the most ideal arrangement, we would encourage each department and each ministry to recruit a small team of people to intercede for them, 3 to 5 in number. For example, for the youth ministry and the youth pastor, for the children's ministry and the children's pastor. Even in the nursery, in everything we do, behind it is prayer. Second, we want to encourage people of prayer to be embedded in every department and ministry in the church. You know, in the book of Nehemiah, when the tasks seem most overwhelming and the voice of the enemy grew most hostile, and fear and anxiety intensified in the people, and they felt overwhelmed. We can't go on with the task. They despaired and turned to Nehemiah, and Nehemiah did an incredible thing. He cut the workforce in half. Cut the workforce in half and assigned them to pray. Half would pray, hold swords over the others, and the other half would work. Amazing, isn't it? I mean, who would assign half their workforce, particularly in a stressed environment, when your resources are already stretched far too thin, just to pray? Without that recalibration, it is unlikely that the wall of Jerusalem would have ever been completed. You cannot afford to allow prayer to be merely incidental. It must be intentional. So what we want to do is call the entire church to prayer, and that requires regular church-wide times of prayer. A church-wide prayer meeting at least once a month, preferably once a week. But additional regular prayer events ought to decorate the church calendar, at least eventually. And of course, the promotion of denominational prayer efforts, state prayer emphases. There's a list of rich resources that you'll find in the Praying Church Resource Manual. And none of these take the place of that regular prayer meeting in your church. People learn to pray by praying. They catch prayer from being around praying people, by hearing others pray, by sensing the praying Holy Spirit who alone can teach us to pray. He broods over genuine prayer meetings, and something of a spirit of prayer is imparted to those who attend. Remember, you cannot have a praying church without praying homes. Jesus warned against the Pharisee model of public prayer without a private counterpart. It's fruitless, but you will never have a prayerless church if you have people that are praying at home every day.